Joining us for a special chat, we have Dr. Jorg Burzer, who is from Mercedes-Benz Group. He's joining us in Mumbai today on the sidelines of the launch of the new S-Class by Mercedes in the country. He also visited the R&D center in Bangalore recently. How was it catching up with the team members of your R&D center in Bengaluru?
Well, it was very exciting, I have to say. So I'm very proud of the team. As I'm the CTO, obviously I'm interacting a lot with R&D teams all over the world.
Right.
And I have to say I'm very, very excited about the team because there's a lot of creativity, innovation, but also very tech focus. What you're seeing, what this team is really doing every day. So a lot of innovation coming from India. Which we can use everywhere in the world.
Right.
A very good interaction between the teams in Germany and the teams in India. And I have to say, what's really exciting, there is a bit of India now in every Mercedes.
There is a bit of India in every Mercedes, very well put. And having said that, a lot of innovation coming from India that you're taking around in the world. Any specific one that you're particularly proud of, some insight that has come in from the India R&D Center, from the India market?
If you look at the development of our R&D team in India, well, it started 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago, and it was really focusing on hardware and powertrain, and it developed now over the years to software, and especially right now on the infotainment side.
Right.
So if you're driving in the new CLA, and you interact with the car, with the infotainment system, you really see how natural this is working. And again, the Indian team, the team in India contributed, the team in Bangalore contributed a lot to that. And on the other side, what is even more exciting, I would say, or equally exciting, is the contribution in autonomous driving, which is driving really technology all over the world right now.
Jorg, you know, I have seen the evolution that cars have been through over the past decade or so. And then when you sit in a new car now, it no longer feels like a vehicle that, you know, that drives you from point A to point B, but more of like a tech, like a gadget that you are, you know, interacting with a new gadget right now. As the CTO at Mercedes, does it make your job harder? Does it give you nightmares, sleepless nights, or it's a dream come true?
Well, on the one hand, it's even more exciting because there are new technology spaces you really can think about every day. You can work with highly motivated teams all over the world, and especially also in India. That's the one topic. The other one is that it's nice at Mercedes to find the balance between hardware, excellent quality, and software. And for Mercedes, it's very, very important that we find this balance, that we're focusing on the new technologies, like software, but also sticking to our legacy topics, our tradition, building the world's most desirable cars.
Right. And how do you do that? How do you, like, you know, strike that balance between, you know, sticking to your legacy and then also innovating with time, with all of the new tech that the consumer is now expecting from like a brand like yours? That's
really a question which is moving me every day, because it has to do a lot with culture and with openness and with global cooperation.
Right.
That's very important. So we have a lot of experience around the world, especially in India and in Germany, but also in the US. And what you can really see is that there are a lot of innovations coming from the teams. So, for example, the team in Bangalore, they have a lot of good ideas also on the powertrain side, on the EV side, but also on the conventional powertrain side, besides software and other topics and hardware topics. So the competence level of the team in India really stepped up a lot in the last years. And you really see how education in India and cooperation with other countries and with the global R&D team bringing results and technology to the next level at Mercedes.
Any specific insights from the India market that really surprised you when you're developing, let's say, something like MB.OS? I'm going to speak in depth about that, but any specific insights that emerged from the India market?
Well, I'm traveling to India now for years,
right.
And what's really interesting is the development of the society, the infrastructure. I was driving the highway today, so that's really amazing. And with this comes obviously also the ability to apply new technologies on these streets. So I'm really looking forward, for example, to bring autonomous driving in India to the next level with the team in India. So that's...
Is it possible with the chaotic roads that we have in the country right now with bikes and delivery bikes coming in from all directions?
I think so. I'm convinced.
Right.
It will take some time.
Right.
But the team in India, and that's the beauty, if you have a local R&D team, and these teams and the colleagues, they really know what's going on the streets, and they can then adapt the software stack. And you might know we're working with NVIDIA on the autonomous driving software. They can adapt the software stack to the needs of the Indian traffic situation.
Right. But as a CTO, do you look at it as, okay, this is my Mount Everest to climb. If I can crack this, the way in which, the cars are all over in the country, I can crack like any other market.
Yeah, sometimes you think that.
Yeah.
But right now the innovation cycles are so short.
Right.
And you have so many new ideas from the global teams, and you have so much creativity and endless opportunities, especially on the AI side.
Right.
So who would have thought about what's going on 5 years ago on the other side, but also on the infotainment side. Yeah. So yes, there might be a Mount Everest right now from a technology standpoint, but there might be another one in the next 2-3 years.
In the coming days. Yeah. And you mentioned that the innovation cycles are so short. Like, tell us, how did you develop MB.OS? Where did you start from? And then I experienced that, as I mentioned, in CLA 250 Plus, and it was very, very intuitive to interact with the car. So how did you start off, and how did you develop it over the years?
Well, it came all with an idea 5-6 years ago, where we were thinking about, from a strategy standpoint, do we want to rely on partners, or do we want to create our own competence? And we decided for our own competence, because that's also the characteristics of the brand Mercedes-Benz. For the most important technology stacks in a car, we want to know, and we want to be the master of this challenge. Right. So then we hired in India, in Germany, in the US, new colleagues, thinking about this challenge, this technology challenge, and then step by step we created Mercedes-Benz Operating System, which is the basis for everything. And what's the beauty is that you're flexible. So you can create partnerships if you want to. You can create your own software stack. So in infotainment, we are working a lot with our own ideas. On the other side, as I said before, we create our own software stack together with NVIDIA and put it basically on the MB.OS.
Right. And what was the kind of investment deployed for something like this, something that you create, for your own?
I would say a lot of energy and a lot of creativity. Yeah. We are not talking too much about money, obviously, but the creativity, but also the creation of real teamwork, global teamwork, was the most important investment, and still is.
And in the development stage, how much of it was tried out in the India market? Since you mentioned 5 to 6 years.
Yes. So what we have is, in Bangalore, we have test benches, and we have simulations. And in the new software development, you're really trying that out in terms of simulation and test benches. And that's what we did and what we are doing right now, because MB.OS is not ending. There will be the next level and the next level and the next level. And all this will be developed in a great cooperation with the global teams.
Dr. Jorg, as you know, the luxury car market gets competitive, do you think this is going to be the key differentiator for Mercedes-Benz going forward?
On the one hand, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very glad to say that we are on the forefront of technology, obviously together with other competitors. And we at Mercedes always have the highest respect for all competitors in the world. And we are convinced that we can learn every day, every week also from our competitors. But we are convinced on the software side with MB.OS, with the process I just described, we are on the forefront of this technology, but we should never forget, and we will never forget, the legacy, the tradition we have, what Mercedes-Benz stands for. Yes, about tech, but also about safety.
Right, right.
It stands for safety, it stands for comfort, it stands for the world's most beautiful and desirable cars. So that's very important. We should never forget that.
Right, right. We spoke about how, you know, the difference between a vehicle and a gadget that you interact with on a day-to-day basis, that is, you know, the line is, you know, it's blurring, so to speak. And if I'm sitting in a car, I'm looking at it as a device, as a gadget, instead of a vehicle to drive from point A to point B. But then when I'm using my phone, this is my phone and it's customized to my requirement. But that's not the same case with a car, you know. So many people can drive it, a family of 4 or 3, you know, there are different people. So keeping all of these in mind, how do you cater to, like, you know, a family rather than just an individual from a tech standpoint?
Well, we have a good idea, and we call that profile management. So what you can do is you can sit in the car, either you put in a code or the car is recognizing you by face recognition. And there it is, your profile. And there are your characteristics which you defined before.
Right.
What radio station you want to hear, for example, what seat adjustment you want to have. And then you go out, and family members, obviously a family member with a driver license, is going into the car, sitting there, and put her or his profile in there, and there it is.
Right, right. What is the next frontier that, you know, you're excited about when it comes to pushing tech within a car?
Yeah. So the most important topic, or the most important focus topics, are for sure bringing autonomous driving globally to the next level. So we are really thinking about the next frontier, which is not, we call it level 1 or level 2. We are right now at level 2++, which is exactly the borderline between where the driver is still responsible, and from level 3 to level 4, the car is responsible for driving. So that's a very, very important border which we have to cross, which we already crossed with S-classes in Germany, where we tested it, and we are convinced with everything we also developed in India, we will be able to cross this border and come to level 3 and level 4 pretty soon. This is one really important border we want to cross. On the other hand, AI in the car.
AI in the car.
So making the interaction with the car even more natural, bringing even more instruments and virtual assistants in the car, which at the end makes your life even easier.
How deeper can we get with AI in the car? What else is possible with AI in the car?
Well, anticipating what you want to do next without really knowing it.
Right.
So this is one of the topics where we're really looking at. So for example, you're driving on a street and you're driving that from time to time, and the system and the software stack already knows what you might do next because you did it the last few times.
Right.
And then the cars know it. So the car and the software stack can tell you, oh, you know, there are many people in the coffee shop you want to go right now because I know that you want to go there.
Right, right.
So this is one of the topics which will come.
Right. What else can we see on the EV front? Because in a country like India, yes, we have, we have seen a fast adoption of EV over the past couple of years. And we have seen how the entire West Asia situation brought the economies of the world, around the world, on its knees. So, yes, we know that there is a clear future marked for EVs. But, of course, range anxiety is one of the issues that you addressed in your CLA. With like a fabulous range that it had. But what else do we see on the EV front going forward?
Yeah, also a very exciting topic. Obviously, one of the focus topics, as you said, is range. So with the new electric C-Class, which we will launch very soon, we will have even more than 800 kilometers. So we just had the world premiere in Korea. For the electric C-Class, and we already see that we are achieving the next level in terms of range. And the new EQS, the facelift, has 962 kilometers range.
So we are sitting in 2026. By 2030, what will Mercedes look like from a tech perspective?
Yes, so a lot of AI agents in the car making your life easier.
Such as
just described, anticipating really what you want to do next, for example, really assisting you in your daily life, in your daily commute, even more ranges, even higher ranges in terms of EVs, and for sure level 3 autonomous driving and probably already level 4 autonomous driving abilities.
And what is that one thing that you are working really hard to achieve, and like you see it a dream come true in the next 5 years?
Well, at the end, it's the combination of all the tech stacks which I just described. What is interesting right now in my job, in my responsibility, that on the one hand you work on the future, 2030 and beyond, but you're also working on the present, on the day-to-day topic, because we are launching more than 40 new products until the end of 27. So it's a busy schedule, but an exciting schedule.
Great. All the best for that. And thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today on ET Now.
Thank you. Thank you.